Okay. Hi, everyone. Starting with the session, and that is based on the GMAT Quant section, wherein we'll understand a lot of things related to GMAT, right? What are the sections? What is the adaptive nature of the sections? Uh, what are the basic strategies which help you throughout your preparation, right? So what will be the agenda for today's session? We'll understand the structure first, right? Go through the scoring. How does scoring work? What is a good score? What should be the sectional scores? We'll understand that syllabus, how much you should prepare, what are the topics which are required to be prepared, adaptive nature of the test. What does adaptive mean? How does the test be adaptive? Followed by topics, strategies, preparation plan, how you should prepare yourself for the GMAT. So broad preparation plan is there with respect to your stage at which you are at, right? So we'll understand with respect to what all months or duration you have to prepare for the GMAT, right? So we have few steps. We'll understand that. If you have any questions, you can unmute. If the point is related to the point which we are discussing, if you have any generic questions, you can ask at the end of the session, maybe by unmuting or typing in the chat box. Any which ways, everything works here. Okay. So we'll start with the structure first. So what's the structure here? It starts with a section that is data insight. It includes data sufficiency, multi-source reasoning, table analysis, graphic interpretation, two-part analysis. So these are the type of the questions which come across on the GMAT Focus Edition data insight section. 20 questions here, 45 minutes given. Quant will have problem solving type of the questions, 21 questions, again given 45 minutes. Verbal assesses you on your comprehension skills, on your reasoning skills, 23 questions given 45 minutes again. So total testing time comes out to be 2 hours and 15 minutes, excluding one break. Okay, so you have a break of 10 minutes. So you can take that break. If you take, so total testing time inclusive of break comes out to be 2 hours and 25 minutes to be precise. Okay, so that's how you should time yourself and prepare according to 2.5 hours to be there at the center. Okay. Now starting with order. So we understood that there are sections, right? Quant, verbal, data insight. Now these three sections can be rearranged within themselves. Okay. So you can start with the quant, you can start with the verbal, you can start with the DI. So there are 6 choices at the beginning of the test. Okay. Every test we have 6 options. Whichever option or the order which you choose for that particular exam day, that would be your order for the day. Okay, so you have to be very careful while selecting the order. Why? Because it might happen that quant is a strength, it might happen that verbal is a strength or a DI. So based on your mock scores or your mock strategies, you should attempt on your D-Day. Okay, be it starting with a quant, verbal, or data insight. Any which ways, it should be backed with respect to your mock scores or mock order which you have taken during your preparation. Okay. Now the test is adaptive. What does adaptive means? Let's understand. It adapts, right? It adapts to the test taker's performance. Everyone starts with a very, very easy or a medium level. So the first question is going to be easy or a medium. If this is correct, the second question, the next question, difficulty level increases, your score increases. Similarly, if it's not correct, the difficulty level of the next decreases, your score decreases. So the next question, difficulty level, is dependent on the accuracy of the current question. Right? So you'll have to be quite careful with each question, right, to get a good score. Why? Because if your first few questions, which are easy and medium, are correct, your overall score difficulty of the test increases, your chances of getting the higher score increases a lot. So try to get as much as possible in the first few or a first quarter of the exam. Why? Because that increases the overall difficulty of the exam and your chance of getting the higher score increases a lot. Okay, so that's what the adaptive nature of the test, and how to use that adaptive nature for your benefit is by making a lot of questions in the first quarter of the exam. Nicely done. Obviously, the next 2-3 quarters which are there, remaining has to be done nicely also. But if the first few are incorrect, the overall difficulty level of the exam decreases. Chances of getting a higher score decreases there. Okay. Now, coming to the score, let's understand what does score give us. So we have quant verbal DI. So there are 3 sectional scores which are in the range of 60 to 90. Everything incorrect, 60, everything correct, 90, right? So that's how 60 being the minimum, 90 being the maximum, with an increment of 1. Overall, it starts with a 205, goes up to 805. Good score, that is 645 plus, which is equivalent to a 700, right? You must have come across 700 is a nice score, right? 700 is a target score, which was of the classic edition, which was earlier. So classic edition, which is also 90th percentile. With respect to focus edition, that score is now 645. So a target score is going to be 645 plus, obviously 95th percentile on the focus edition, that is 685, and 99th percentile, that is 700. Okay, so that's how you should classify and get to the scores in order to reach your target. Now, coming back to quant, so when we are targeting a 645, it should have the target score of like 83 plus. Similarly, verbal comes out to be 82 plus, and DI 81. So this should be your target sectional scores in order to reach at least 645. That's how you should plan the sectional scores. Why? Because the more you are closer to these sectional scores, the more you are closer to the overall score, which is 645 plus. Okay, obviously, the more you'll increase this sectional score, you will be closer to a 95th or a 99th percentile, and so on. So now, topics which are tested on the GMAT Focus Edition, that is going to be arithmetic, algebra, numbers, modern maths. These are the broad topics. Arithmetic includes ratio, proportion, percentage, profit, loss, speed, time, distance, rate, and work. Algebra, linear equation, quadratic, coordinate, everything comes here. Numbers include uh, prime numbers, composite numbers, odd, even, integers, fractions, decimals, everything around numbers comes here. Modern maths, permutation, combination, probability, set theory, mean median mode, normal distribution, everything comes under the normal modern maths. So that's what the whole topics with subtopics given here. Okay.
I have one question. Can I ask?
Yes, I will. Go ahead.
I was just looking into few free questionnaire, and there I found the to find the maxima and minima of a equation. So as I remember, that this is a part of differentiation and which is calculus, but that is actually not there in this syllabus. So
Right.
is it those included in the syllabus,
No.
like the
Differentiation, integration, that is not there. Whatever you have studied till grade 10, that is there. And be very, very sure Whatever it's written, that is the GMAT syllabus. If someone says that integration is coming around, that is not the correct one. Okay, integration, differentiation, right? Higher probabilities, that is not included under, but yeah, basic probability is there, but not definitely going to be your integration and differentiation.
So means those, since those were free questions, maybe they have, like,
Yeah, but
they're misleading.
that's a good point. Ideally, don't do unauthentic questions, right? A lot of time it happens, right? It's off the topic quickly, but a lot of time it happens that we do a lot of unauthentic questions which are not of the level of GMAT, right? So don't do. Why? Because it takes a lot of time doing what is not required on the exam. So please refrain from doing unauthentic questions that won't help you reach your target score. Have a very, very structured way of preparation and a very, very smooth way of preparation as compared to doing some things which won't help you in the later part of your journey.
Thank you.
Are we clear till this point that what is a order of the sections, what are the breaks which are there, what is the adaptive nature of the test, what are the topics which are tested? Shall we now uh, start with the next topic here? Fair enough. Good to see. Good way, guys. Okay. Now let's understand a type of a question which is known as data sufficiency. Before the strategies, let's understand one of the type which is known as data sufficiency that helps you throughout your data insight section also. Let's understand this one, okay, with an example. Let's take this example. Okay, the question is, what is the value of x? First statement, x minus 2 into x minus 3 is equal to 0. Second statement, x minus 3 into x minus 4 is equal to 0. Option A, statement 1 alone is sufficient, but not 2. Statement B is statement 2 alone is sufficient, but not 1. Option C, A and first and second statement together are sufficient. Option D, they are alone sufficient to answer the question. Option E, they are not sufficient to answer the question. Okay, last 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's end here. All right, fair enough. Option C, most favorable, followed by option E and option D. Okay. Now let's understand what exactly good to see. Let's say, what is the value of X? From the first statement, can we say that X is either equal to 2 or 3? Right? X could be 2, X could be 3. Now, if someone asks me, what is the value of X? Can I definitely answer what's the value of X? It could be 2, it could be 3. There is no definite value for X. That means first statement alone is not sufficient. Same reasoning, can we say that X is either equal to 3 or 4? Now, what's the definite value for X? It could be 3, it could be 4. That means no definite value from statement 2. That means statement 2 alone is not sufficient. Let's club them. If we club them, X is equal to 2 only satisfies statement 1, but not 2. X is equal to 3 satisfies statement 1 as well as statement 2. X is equal to 4 only satisfies statement 2, but not 1. After clubbing, we are getting a definite value for X, that is X is equal to 3. Can we answer the question? Yes. What's the value of X? That is 3. That means together, clubbing, we are getting an answer to the question. Option C being the correct one here. Are we clear with this one? Shall we move to the next one? How to think about data sufficiency? Get to the answer and move to the next. Okay. Fair enough. Good to see. Good going, guys. Perfect. Very nice. Okay. Let's try a few questions. Right? You'll be having 2 minutes. Right? We'll be discussing and then understanding a bigger point, which helps you throughout your preparation. Okay, let's try this question. This one. Open the poll, 2 minutes. Okay, 2 minutes up. Let's end here. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay. Good to see a lot of you. Option C most favorable, right? From those who responded. Now let's understand the correct one. The correct one here is option A. Okay, let's understand why and how, and what's a broader point here to remember for your preparation is visualize. Visualize the solution. A lot of times it happens that specifically on inequalities, modulus type of the questions, that you not including few values might change your answer. Okay, so try visualizing on number line. The more you can visualize on the number line, it helps you reach your answer in a lesser amount of time. Your accuracy improves a lot. Okay, let's understand how. Okay, so try visualizing. Now, first, actually, try visualizing on the number line. It helps you a lot. Now, let's. Now, for the session, modulus. What does modulus? Modulus is for the session. Let's understand if we have -5 modulus, that is 5. If 5 modulus, that is also 5. Now, what can be concluded? That means inside this modulus, it could be positive, it could be negative, right? But the value of the modulus will always be positive. But inside, it could be positive, it could be negative. Now, if x modulus is greater than y modulus, can we say that inside this x could be positive, it could be negative, y could be positive, y could be negative? Now, if x modulus is greater than y modulus on the number line, can we visualize? X is far away from origin as compared to y. Y is closer to origin. If x modulus is greater than y modulus, that means x is far away from origin. Y is closer. X could be positive or x could be negative. Y could be positive or y could be negative. Starting with the first statement, it says that x is positive. Now, if x is positive, y could be positive or y could be negative. Now, answer the question, is x greater than y? Yes. Is x greater than y? Y is negative, x is positive. Yes. Are we getting a definite yes or definite no as an answer? We are getting a definite yes as an answer to the question from statement 1. That means first statement alone is sufficient to answer the question. Let's understand second one. Second statement says y is positive. Now, if y is positive, x could be positive or x could be negative. Now, let's answer the question, is x greater than y? Yes. X is greater than y. Is x greater than y? No, x is negative, y is positive. Are we getting a definite yes or a definite no as an answer? Sometimes it's yes, sometimes it's no. That means there is no definite yes or no as an answer to the question. That means second statement alone is not sufficient to answer the question, option A being the correct one here. So broad point here is visualize. Okay, if you visualize on the number line, it helps you understand the complete set of the numbers, not some specific numbers. Why? Because on GMAT, if leaving out few numbers might change your answers. So understand the complete number line that helps you reach the answer at the least amount. Clear with this one, how to visualize the solution, get to the answer? Shall we move to the next one now? Very nice. Good to see. Good to see. Good one. Okay. So first strategy, try visualizing on number line. Let's try the next one. Okay. Try this one, and here is the portal. Okay, let's end here. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay. Let's understand. So here, option B from those who responded is more favorable, followed by C and D. Okay. Option B is the correct. Okay, so those seems to be difficult here. Now let's understand, and what's an important point? The question is a part of it. The broader point here is to simplify. Simplify to the simplest form. A lot of GMAT questions will never give you very simplified way of asking the question, right? They'll disguise the information, they'll hide some information, or they'll not give the simplest. So try simplifying to the simplest form. It helps you a lot, save a lot of time, right? Let's understand the question. What exactly is the question all about? And that's the actual question here. Now here it says for any numbers a and b, a hash b is equal to a plus b minus ab, and a hash b is 0. Now we don't know what exactly is this hash all about. We don't know, but a hash b value is given as a plus b minus ab, and a hash b is 0. So can we simply say that the question gives a plus b minus ab is equal to 0? Why? Because a hash b is this value and a hash b is 0. That means this value is actually 0. That's the simplest form of asking the question here. Given was a plus b minus ab is equal to 0. Simplifying further, taking B on the right hand side. So A minus AB is equal to minus B. B goes to the right hand side. Again, simplifying. A taken common, what is remaining? 1 minus B is equal to minus B. Can we write A is equal to minus B over 1 minus B? Now, this is the simplest form. This is the simplest form of the given question, that the value of A in terms of B is minus B over 1 minus B. Okay. Now, can we divide any number by 0? Can we divide any number by 0? We cannot. Why? Because any number divided by 0, that is not defined. We cannot divide any number by 0. Why? Because denominator can't be 0 anytime. Right? Division by 0 is not possible. That means this denominator can never be equal to 0 for this question. Right? Denominator, it can't be 0. That means 1 minus B value is not equal to 0. That means B cannot be equal to 1. Rearranging the terms, which of the following cannot be the value of B? That is option B. Ideally, the question starts from this point. The question starts from this. This was just simplification to the simplest form. Then we have said that denominator can't be 0. That means B can't be equal to 1. And that was the question. So the point is simple. Try simplifying, and mostly on your problem solving type of the questions, you'll have to simplify a lot on a medium and a difficult type of the question. It helps you a lot. Okay. Clear with this one. Shall we move to the next one now? Good to see. Perfect. Good going, guys. Good to see you. Okay. Let's try the question here. The second was simplify to the simplest form. Open the poll here. Okay, 2 minutes up. Let's end here. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Most you responded option B and option C, 44%, 33% respectively. Now let's understand option B is the correct one here. Yes, C was a trap answer here. Let's understand, and the broader point here, a bigger point is to create cases. Okay. A lot of time it happens that leaving out a case, okay, leaving out a case gives you an incorrect answer. Okay, so try forming as many cases as possible on the GMAT. Why? Because some of the cases might, if you leave out those cases, it might change the answer. Okay, so try forming as many cases as possible. Let's understand this one. Now here it says that if is x into y even, is xy even? First statement is x is equal to 7. Now we don't know what first statement is x is 7. What about y? Do we know that? Y could be, it could be odd, let's say 1, right? Case 1, let's say y is odd. So x into y will be 7. If y is even, let's say y is 2, that will be 14. Answer the question, is x into y even? No. Is x into y even? Yes. Are we getting a definite yes or no? Not getting. First statement alone is not sufficient. Second statement. X and y are consecutive integers. Now, if x and y are consecutive integers, case number 1, let's say x is odd, right? Let's say x is 1. Consecutive means one after the other. So the other will be 2. 1 into 2, that is 2. Or case number 2, x is even and y is odd. Let's say 3, consecutive, 2, 3. Right? So these are the two possibilities. Either it will be odd even or it will be even odd. 2 into 3, that is 6. Answer the question, is xy even? Yes. Is xy even? Yes. Are we getting a definite yes as an answer? We are getting here. That means second statement alone is sufficient to answer the question. That means option B gives the answer, will be the correct.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, Arvind.
But what if we take the integers 0 and 1, then the answer would be 0.
0, yes. And what is 0? 0 is an even.
0 comes under even. Okay, my bad.
Yeah, 0 is an even. Yeah, 0. Do remember that whatever, okay, we have a separate this thing in our classes, but any number which is divisible by 2, that is an even number. So 0 you can divide by 2, that means it's an even. Okay. So 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, these are all even numbers. Similarly, negative even numbers are -2, -4, -6. These are all the even numbers.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, Dhatri.
So I wanted to ask, so basically why I think C is also correct is because
Hmm.
X is 7, and
Hmm.
if I'm taking X and Y as consecutive integers, then
Hmm.
if I do 7 into 6,
8.
that's
Hmm.
coming to an even number. And
Correct.
even if I do 7 into 8, that's again coming to an even number.
Okay, fair enough. Now, C is why, let's understand this point, and that's for everyone. Now, C is a trap answer, okay? And why it's trap, let's understand. It says, when we read the option carefully, it says both statements together are sufficient, but neither statement alone is sufficient. Are we
Oh,
right? Are we
yeah.
not getting the answer alone? We are getting an answer. Therefore, option C if you read carefully, that is not the correct. Why? Because it says, but neither alone is sufficient. But we are getting an answer.
Yeah, okay.
That's the answer.
All right. Thanks.
Perfect. Right. So try forming cases. That helps you a lot. Shall we move to the next one? Clear till this point? Perfect. Good to see. Good going, guys. Pasted a link in the chat box. Quick, giving 1 minute. Okay. Fill the form, and then we'll discuss the next strategy and the question. Okay. Good. 1 minute up. Those who are still doing, please complete. Those who have completed it. Okay. Now let's understand the next question with a strategy. What will be the answer here? Okay, ending now. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay. Those who have responded, option A, most favorable, followed by option C. C was a trap here, and an important point to discuss. Now let's understand. Now, an important point here is use options. Okay, a lot of questions you'll find that you can do just by understanding the question well, right? And eliminating few of the options. If time is a constraint, try eliminating, right? So that you are closer to the correct answer. Let's understand. So your next strategy is to use options to solve the question. Now here 3y is equal to modulus y plus 2, y is equal to, and the option gives you the value of y. Easiest to substitute, the values which are easiest to substitute are 1, -1, 0, right? So these are some of the easiest values to substitute. Let's start with option A. Substitute y as 3. So 3 times 1, that is 3. Is it equal to modulus of 1? Y is 1 here. 1 plus 2, that is 3. So LHS is equal to RHS. Option B, option D, E eliminated. It has to have 1 in it. Either option A or C. Let's substitute now 1 by 2, that is option C. If 1 by 2 is correct, option C is correct. If 1 by 2 is not correct, A will be the correct one here. 3 times 1 by 2, that is 3 by 2. Is it equal to 1 by 2 plus 2? They are not equal. This is 1.5. This is 2.5. They are not equal. That means option C eliminated, A being the correct. Now, an important point here, always remember whenever you are doing modulus type of the questions, okay, that's modulus type of the questions or quadratic, okay, absolute values, these type of questions, when you are doing with algebra by taking one time positive, one time negative, and doing the algebra, finding out two values. Substitute these two values back into the main equation which is given to you. It might happen that one of the value do not satisfy. Be careful. GMAT does a lot time like this. Try not falling in trap, right? Use the options, get to the answer in the least amount of time. Okay, that's how you should approach. But if you are doing algebra, always try substituting back. It might happen that one of the value do not satisfy the equation. Clear with this one, how to use the options, eliminate the options, get to the answer. Shall move to the next one now. Perfect. Good going. Good to see. One of you said no. Please unmute or type in the chat box. We are good to discuss any question which you have. Option C again. Okay. Option C, we have 1 and 1 by 2. Okay, we've satisfied 1. 1 satisfies, so therefore either option A or C. Now let's substitute the value of 1 by 2 in terms of in the place of y. So 3, this is 1 by 2. So 3 times 1 by 2, is it equal to 1 by 2 substituted here? Modulus of 1 by 2 is 1 by 2 plus 2. So 3 into 1 by 2 is 3 by 2. Take the LCM here. That is 4 plus 1, 5 divided by 2. Are they equal? They are not. If they are not equal, that means 1 by 2 do not satisfy the equation. Therefore, y is not equal to 1 by 2, therefore eliminated options. Okay. Perfect. Right. So try using these strategies in your preparation, right? That helps you a lot in a longer part of your preparation. Now let's understand the next point here, which we understood that we'll understand an important thing, which is known as your preparation plan. Okay, and try to take this as your steps. Okay, if you have 4 months, that is okay. If you have lesser, so you can frame this preparation plan according to your preparation or the stage of your preparation at which you are at. Okay, so your first step, consider this to be a step. First step is get yourself familiarized with the test by giving a diagnostic. Okay, a lot of time it happens that I am good in quant, or I'm not good in quant, I'm good in verbal, not good in verbal. Whatever that point is, it should come out from the diagnostic. Okay, which type of questions come on GMAT, right? That should be very, very clear. What is the timing strategy? Everything you would get to understand with the diagnostic. So try giving a diagnostic that helps you a lot. Do not worry about the score. A lot of time it happens that I don't know, right? I know what will be the score, but that should ideally come through the diagnostic. Okay, how many questions on a daily basis, how many weekly basis, how many monthly basis. That why? Because we know the target 645, 675, 695, 700. But what is the current and how much on a daily basis needs to be done? That should be clear from the step. So give a diagnostic that helps you understand your preparation. Focus on the weaker areas. Let's say my weaker area comes out to be verbal. So I'll invest 60%, 70% of my time on a daily basis on verbal and 30, 40% on quant. So that's how you should distribute along your weaker areas. Try to solve medium level of difficulty under time. So whenever easy and medium difficulty questions you are doing, try to do under 2 minutes. Okay, under 2 minutes, you should always time yourself, right? From the day one, start doing timed practice. A lot of time it happens that at the end the questions are correct, but time is a pressure, right? Due to that, either the questions are remaining at the end, or if the speed is increased, last few questions are incorrect. So try timing yourself from the beginning. That helps you on a longer journey of your preparation. Okay, difficult without time does not mean 10 minutes, 15 minutes. Why? Because I cannot use that 15 minutes approach on the exam. So try seeing that how to solve that question within 3 to 4 minutes. Okay, so that's how you should time yourself for a harder difficulty. Try to take 3 to 4 minutes at this point of time when you are at the second step. And for easy and medium, try to do within 2 minutes. That's how you should plan your step towards. Next, finalize the strategy. The moment question comes, the strategy should be very, very clear that whether I'll be using the options, whether I'll be using the number line to solve, whether I'll be solving algebra or visualizing on the number line, or simplifying to the simplest. The moment question come, 10 to 15 seconds, you should be able to finalize that this is the strategy I'll be solving this question with. Otherwise, a lot of time during the exam, it happens that shall I use the approach 1 or approach 2? It takes a lot of time. So finalize your strategy at this point. Right. Solve difficult question under time. Now, your target should be less than 3 minutes for a harder difficulty. Easy still should be 1.5 to 2 minutes. For harder, you should buy because you have done a lot of concepts, understood the things, as well as done the practice. So try doing within an average amount of 3 minutes. Why? Because some questions you'll be doing under 1.5 minutes, some question 3 minutes. So your average time comes out to be 2 minutes. Okay, so that's how you should plan your part. Next, Next is your box, okay? And that's the most important thing. Last, but the most important. Give mocks. And a lot of time it happens that there is a stagnation in the score. There is a stagnation in the score. Why? Because fifth mock, almost the same score is there in the on the first. Okay. So why is it so? Why? Because the analysis in the first is not done carefully. It is going to be adaptive. Similar type of mistake or the level of mistake which was there in the first is there in the fifth. So try analyzing each and every correct and incorrect question very carefully, incorrect more carefully, and then only after reviewing with your faculty, then only give the next one. Okay? Otherwise, almost sometimes it's 10-20 points above, 10-20 points below. It remains there. Analyze, review it carefully, and then only give the next one. Okay? So this is how you should plan your steps. Could you please explain? Pritham says, explain question number 2. That's okay. Pritham will go back. That's the first. Okay, we'll go back. Okay. We'll go back. But in a while, let's understand. So that's how our step 4 comes to be. Okay. Now let's go back quickly and review the question which is there, which was that's right. Now the point here is to understand that that it could be x could be positive, x could be negative, and y could be positive, y could... When you say that x modulus is greater than y modulus, so it only means that x on the number line is somewhat far away as compared to y with respect to origin. So y is closer to origin, x is far away. Why? Because x modulus is greater, right? So what does it mean? That x is far away from origin as compared to y. X could be positive or x could be negative, far away. Similarly, y could be positive or y could be negative, closer to origin. So this is the given part. Okay, that's the given part here. And similarly, first statement gives x is positive. X is positive, x we have positive. But what about y? Y could be positive, y could be negative. Then answer the question. Question was, is x greater than y? Is x greater than yes? Is x greater than y? Yes. Why? Because x is positive, y is negative. Are we getting a definite yes as an answer? Yeah. Therefore, first statement sufficient. Similarly, second says y is positive. If y is positive, x, we know it could be positive, or we have just now understood x could be negative. Now answer the question, is x greater than y? Yes. Is x greater than y? No, x is negative. Not getting an answer, therefore second statement not sufficient, A being. So that's how visualizing helps.
So, I have one question here.
Just let me finish
Yeah.
once and then we'll
Okay.
become clear with this one. Okay, good. Okay, yes, now go ahead. Exactly. What's
So the statement, the question says if x modulus greater than y modulus, which means x is greater than y, right?
right?
So,
That's greater than y. It only means when x is positive here and y is also positive. But why? Because this value of modulus will always be positive. So inside we don't know. We cannot say only about the positive. Why? Because inside values of x, we understood that if we have -5 modulus, that is also 5, right? We have a complete session on this, right? Modulus is actually a distance. So we'll understand this concept with respect to distance. So inside this, it is positive. Inside it, it could be negative. Therefore, we have to take both the values of x, be it a positive or be it a negative, far away from the origin as compared to y. Y is closer. It could be positive or it could be negative.
Okay. Got it. Okay. All right. Thank you.
Oh, but yeah, lot of inequality modulus type 705 level comes along. So that's an important thing to understand and to apply. The next part, what you'll be getting with quick understanding, you'll be getting the live classes, you'll be getting the full length test, how we'll be able to help you. You'll be getting the practice, if you have enrolled, so you'll be getting the practice material, which is in the form of pre-class, in-class, post-class topic test, a workshop similar to the level of the GMAT type of the questions. Strategy sessions will understand how to increase the score to reach to the target score. You'll be added to a Telegram group to ask it. So this is how you will be able to help you. Now I'll open the session for your questions and answers if you have any related to your preparation, related to anything you have.
So regarding the topics, will it be like how will be our learning procedure? Like today we have covered many topics, but usually it will be like one day
Yes,
you teach us one. Like I
Okay.
just want to know how the classes will be.
I'll quickly help you out. So, Aditya, how will be every week you'll be getting a schedule. Okay, let's say arithmetic is a very, very big topic. So we'll have a percentage on one day. We'll have all the percentage concepts, percent change, percentage, simple interest, compound interest, profit loss. So that's how one of the class. Similarly, right? Why? Because arithmetic is quite big. So we have class one, arithmetic one. Similarly, arithmetic 2, similarly arithmetic 3. So one day this, one day this, then we'll have numbers 1, numbers 2. You'll get a separate class and all the separate topics and subtopics covered under each, so that everything in a system, everything in a very, very systematic order with respect to the overlap of the concepts is taken care. That's how you will be able to understand. Otherwise, if you'll not have a very, very structured way, some topics will get left out. That won't help you much in your preparation.
Right. Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
So I have a couple of questions.
Yes.
I have joined the course already.
Okay. Fair enough.
And this is basically my first quant class.
Okay.
So but I was also like, practicing a little bit from the book that I received.
Okay.
So I have like a few doubts, like a lot of doubts actually.
So there are two ways. Right now, this was just the introduction. Okay, this was the introduction to make you understand how your preparation throughout should look like. So in your journey of your completion of the course or the preparation of for GMAT, you can apply these things which we have discussed in the beginning throughout your preparation. Okay. Now,
Yeah.
when we have the specific classes, let's say arithmetic, which you are doing, so you'll be getting the homework. So you'll be getting through and completing all the things from the portal, from the book which you have, and then completion of that. If there are some doubts, you can review, or you can get connected with your specific faculty, be it a quant or a verbal, or you can ask in your specific doubt sessions or the Telegram groups that you have. Any which ways you can get connected and get all your doubts resolved. That is not a concern, right? Because if the doubts are not resolved, then it will not be a good way to proceed. So get yourself connected with the faculties, and then you can discuss and understand where is the gap in the reasoning. But first, understand whatever concepts are there, and then ask why, because it might happen that a lot of things covered in the class might help you solve a lot of questions.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So also,
Yeah.
So basically I joined the course last week. And so I was told that we'll have 4 classes a week. but I mean, this is the only class we've had this week.
Okay. Fair enough. Okay.
Yeah.
It might happen that was a introductory, but from this thing from the coming week, right? When the first class starts, it usually has 3 to 4 classes every week. Okay, so you'll get a schedule. You might have got the schedule on the Telegram groups, which you have. So next week schedule will be given on Saturday or Sunday, and then you can plan your complete week based on that. But usually after this particular introduction, why? Because without understanding the type of the question or the thought, how to proceed, going ahead with directly with the classes don't usually help. Why? Because then there is you have some mindset, you have a thought, and then applying those things onto your preparation makes a lot of sense as compared to directly starting with the topics.
Yeah. Okay. Got it. All right. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Okay, I believe
Good evening, sir. This is Dhruv.
yes, no.
So, like, I'm not really from the maths background. Like, I have left maths in the class 10th itself.
Okay.
So, like, how will it will hamper, like, it will affect my preparation for the GMAT. Like, it is the first time for me to be preparing for a competitive exam
Okay.
for myself only.
Yeah.
So, like, how will it affect
Okay.
my, like, and how will, like,
Yeah.
how much
Got it.
time it will take for me
Got
to
it.
get into that track, to get into, in that mindset
Got
कि हाँ मुझे
got
ये करना है दोबारा से.
Got the question which you are asking. Good. So the point here is that first thing that we have discussed in the session also, that it will be more towards your 10th grade. So whatever will be discussing in the class will be starting with very, very scratch. Okay, very, very starting point. So you'll have to understand all the concepts which are, or the very, very basic concepts which are there. So we'll understand from that to make things simpler. Otherwise, if we don't have the concepts in place, right, which are very, very essential for doing a harder question, it becomes difficult to directly start with a medium level concept or a harder level. So we'll understand from basic and then moving and building the concepts based on the difficult and the hard medium level of the question. So this is how. So for you, you'll have to you'll have to review the recordings which are there, make your notes, right? Why? Because everything discussed in the class actually helps you a lot with that without any this thing fail. So try reviewing it twice, thrice. That helps you build or refresh all the concepts which are there for the GMAT. But yes, practice obviously has to supplement. Why? Because understanding concept is one, and then applying that is one. So try applying whenever the class, whatever the homework was given. So try doing those things. Why? Because ultimately we'll have, if the concepts are there, if the questions are not solved, then ultimately the question at the exam day, on the exam day, it will not be solved. So try doing that, review your mistakes or the things which you are not getting with your faculty, which I was discussing earlier. That's how you should plan your preparation.
Absolutely, sir. Thank you so much.
Okay. Okay, I believe no other questions.
Hello.
Tanisha, you have a question?
Yes, sir. Sir, actually, I only have 3 months to prepare for GMAT. So, sir, will it be feasible to prepare for it within 3 months since you discussed a 4-month plan?
Got it. Good. Again, Tanisha, this is quite subjective, right? Because why I say subjective? Why? Because let's say if my target score is 645, right? Let's take an example, and I'm getting in today's scenario, let's say I'm at 605. So 50 points improvement, I'll do a 2 hour practice every day, and I'll get to that target score in next 2 months. But what if my score improvement is 200 points? Let's say if it's at 505 level, 205 points more improvement, 250 points more improvement, a lot of effort on a daily basis required. Why? Because the starting score and the target score has to be has a lot of gap here. So in that scenario, you might have to, if it's you don't have 4 months, you'll have to increase the number of the hours or the number of the questions on a daily basis to get to that particular practice or to get to that particular concept, and then probably it helps you. Again, saying the same thing, that the steps, consider them to be steps, not as specific months. You can do that in particular weeks, or in a week or two, so you can decrease that and make that preparation plan according to your timeline. But this is quite subjective. Why? Because it will again depend on your target score and the current score which you. At this point, we don't know what is the target, what's the target score, what's the diagnostic score. So get connected with your faculty, get a preparation plan, understand that how many questions on a daily basis, what should be the weekly target, and then make something out of it, as compared to someone else saying that I have achieved this score in this much amount of time, right? In 1 month I have achieved, or 3 months I have achieved. Don't do that. Why? Because there are a lot of things that person might have done previously. So don't fall in that particular trap. Understand your specific strength and weaker areas. Work on the weaker areas in the couple of weeks or months which you have, and then plan your preparation to use it.
Okay, thank you, sir.
So like one last question for you.
Yes.
So like, will it be good idea to get into a mock test or like a diagnostic test without even studying, to get yourself, to get that idea ki how much preparation you need for that?
Yes, yes. Why not? Means, what will happen right now? If I'm saying, let's consider a case. Let's say if a person, student A, says that I'm not good, and the score also says the same thing, that it's not good. So, is there a bad thing? No, there is no, right? Well, but what if I say that I'm good in verbal, but the score says something else? So that gap analysis at the starting, if you do, that helps you a lot as compared to assuming something. So, okay, don't assume. Why? Because it's your time, it's your efforts which are there. So understand, it's just, I believe, 1 hour test. Give that helps you prepare and strategize a lot as compared to assuming and then moving ahead.
Done, sir.
Okay. Okay, I believe I've answered all the questions. If no other questions, we'll stop the session here.
So, can we get this PPT?
I believe you can get connected with your course coordinator or with your